We have more and more clients that come to us, and they say one of the reasons they call us is because of our Google reviews. And it got me thinking about Google reviews, and I started looking at them and trying to put myself in a potential client's shoes. What should you look for? What's the anatomy, if you will, of a good Google review as far as personal injury lawyers are concerned? I think, I'm going to look at a few in a second, but I think the anatomy of a good, substantive Google review is one that, if you're a personal injury firm, you obviously want a client who talks about their personal injury case and how it was dealing with the law firm over a period of time, and whether the result of their engagement of that firm, them being a client of that firm, was an overall positive experience or not. That's the anatomy of a really good Google review. Now, we have a lot of those on our My Business, whatever it's called, Google website. We also have some that are, I would say, don't have the anatomy of a good Google review, in that they talk about things other than being involved in a personal injury case, being a client, dealing with the law firm, and having a good result. I think it makes sense, if you're a prospective client, to read Google reviews for their substance. In other words, was this person a client? Were they a personal injury client? Did they have a lawyer-client relationship with the firm? And did the result end up well for them? And the reason for that is clients have years sometimes worth of engagement potential with a law firm. You sign up with a law firm and you deal with that law firm sometimes for years. And so who do you think's in a better position to review that law firm? Somebody that walked in the door, looked at the decorations, and walked out and never had any other contact with that law firm? Or somebody that saw a social media post that we did and said, "Oh, what a great social media post that is. That must be a really good personal injury firm"? Do you think that's a way to judge a good Google review? If you're a prospective personal injury client, I think you should be looking for substantive reviews that speak to their relationship with the firm, how was the communication with the law firm, and what was the result. Making sure it's a personal injury client. That's the other thing, right? For instance, if there's a law firm that has a bunch of Google reviews from clients and they don't mention personal injury case, and the firm does a bunch of other things like parking tickets or criminal stuff or things like divorces, and they just do a whole bunch of things where they get somebody out of a bind in 20 minutes, or maybe they go have one hearing over the course of a month, and they get that Google review from that client. If they don't talk about the fact that they were involved in a personal injury case, they're likely not somebody that's comparable to you. So I wanted to walk you through the anatomy of a good Google review, like the one that we got from Miss Hoffman here, after being in a car accident. So that tells you right off the bat, this is a personal injury person. We weren't sure where to turn. We reached out to Joe Zarzaur's firm for guidance. Being new to the process, we weren't sure what to expect. Joe was in contact with us directly within minutes of us contacting this office. He truly cared about our case, not just from the legal aspect, from our well-being. I highly recommend Joe Zarzaur and his crew. Took care of everything, which was amazing. Thanks, Joe. Now, this is an example of the anatomy of a good Google review, because you're dealing with somebody that was in a car accident, so they're a personal injury client. They hired us. They weren't sure about the process, and they had a result that was positive for them. We have the most, in my opinion, the most substantive, positive Google reviews of any law firm in this area. And the reason for that is we do a good job for clients. And they want to do this for us. I have an example of a not so great review that we got. Not we have negative reviews every so often too, and there's usually people that we don't accept their cases, and they get mad because they want to be our client so bad, and they can't be, and they get upset. So aside from those haters, I call them, right? I hate Joe Zarzaur. Aside from the haters, who they're going to have those, right? This Mr. Campbell's a great person. He gave us a great review, but if I was a prospective client, his review would do little for me because it talks about the law firm design and a cool last name. I would not tell you that's the way to pick your personal injury practice lawyer off of that review. I would tell you to look for the reviews that have the anatomy of a good personal injury lawyer Google review or review. Number one, remember, they're a client. Number two, they had a personal injury case with the firm. Number three, it's a positive experience. And number four, it was a good result. So keep that in mind next time you're reading Google reviews. They're not all created equal. Make sure there's substance. Looking at the numbers maybe it doesn't tell you everything you need to see. Sometimes we have the most, sometimes other firms have the most, depends on the day of the week. But I can tell you this much. We have the most substantive Google reviews than anybody in the area, and I would encourage you to make sure you're looking for substance over numbers when it comes to Google reviews. If you have any questions about which law firm to pick or why to pick our firm for your personal injury case, you can find us on the web at zarzaurlaw.com, or you can call us at 855-HIRE-JOE.